Happy New Year. Cheers. We are officially in January 2021, and I'm excited for a whole year of reading because if you don't know, I did not start till September of 2020. So really October was like my first full month of reading. So that is also why I did not do like an end of year wrap up, but I have enjoyed watching them. I look forward to one for the end of this year. But what you do get in this video is my December wrap up of all the winter Christmassy reads I had, thrillers and horrors, of course. So let's get ready to get into it. As I said, cheers. This is actually champagne, just for you guys. Normally I have a glass with water, but like I said, special occasion. So let's get into what I read for December. All right, so first up we have The Dead of Winter by Chris Priestley. This is a YA book. I'm not even sure how I found it. I think I was just looking on like the library site and I put in like snow or something like that, or I went on Goodreads. Either way, I was digging for winter themed horror and thriller books to read for December. So anyway, I'm glad I found this one. This is what I started off with. And basically it's about a boy named Michael who both of his parents are dead. Sorry to put it so bluntly, but they are. He's at his mother's funeral and a man shows up who says he has been appointed as his guardian. He doesn't want to go with him though because he's like, I don't know you and my mom just died. I don't want to deal with this. But the man says, if you just come spend Christmas with me, we can talk about it later if you want to stay with me or not. So he goes begrudgingly, and when he gets there, it's like this old creepy mansion, and of course things start happening. I mean, look at the cover. I wouldn't have picked it otherwise. So actually, as I said, I enjoyed this book. It started off really well. I was into the writing. Chris Priestley did a good job with creating the spooky atmosphere. It got to the middle, it dragged a little bit for me. It started to get a little like, womp womp. And this was only 218 pages, so it's pretty short. But like I said, the middle got a little bit slow, and then it picked up until the end. And I will say there was a twist that I was not expecting. Snuck one on me. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ending, wrapped up nicely. So I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. I would recommend it. Like I said, this was a nice light little horror book to get the month started. And this is actually probably what I prefer. I'm not into the like dark, grotesque, vulgar, gory, graphic horror. I like them like this. This was nice and cute, neat little book. So let's move on to my next book. If you did not watch my December TBR, I had a theme this month. I mostly chose YA horror books, and then I have 2 thrillers. And for my YA horror, it was kind of a battle of my old school horror books I used to love. It's a preview of one. R.L. Stine versus the second book and author, Christopher Pike. I have said in many, many videos, I'm sorry if you're hearing this again, but Christopher Pike was my favorite when I was a kid, so I wanted to revisit him. And I don't really remember being into R.L. Stine as much, so I was like, well, let me see which one I prefer. So you shall see. As I said, book number 2 is Slumber Party by Christopher Pike. I found out after I started reading this was Christopher Pike's first book, so I'm gonna hold off on who my winner is. I will give my view of how I felt at the end of December, but I will reserve a final rating until I read another Christopher Pike book to just see, if he got better over the years. I hope so. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, this book is about a young lady named Laura and her friends. They're teenagers in high school, like 16, 17. They go away on a ski trip, and there's some secrets among the friends. And I was wondering when I got this why it had the flames on the cover. There is another cover. I will insert it here. I wish I had that one because that fit more with the theme of the snow and all of that. But anyway, I got this one. And as I was reading, I found out why there were flames. A lot of things to do with fire. But this book, if you did not read my review on Goodreads, I felt like I was too old for this. Christopher Pike focused so much on flirting and the boys and who likes who, and then all of the characters were unlikable to me except Laura, the main character. They were just like self-absorbed, caring about their looks, and then just all these like old school notions of girls just caring about their beauty and their weight. Like that, I was like, oh my God, like, oh, I can't eat that. I'm trying to fit into my prom dress or whatever. Just, okay. But the mystery part of the book, I was able to enjoy. Unfortunately, I predicted the twist because it was pretty obvious with the writing, but I was still able to enjoy it. I got through it. I thought I was going to DNF this when I got to like the flirting and stuff. It was on my nerves to where I just started skimming. Whenever I saw that part was coming up and he was going on and on about it, I was just skimming like, can we get back to the mystery of the book? I don't care about the boy girl, who likes who and who's trying to take who from, I don't care. So anyway, as I said, I was able to predict the ending, the plot twist. And in the end, I gave this book 2 out of 5 stars. As I said before, on Goodreads, 2 out of 5 just means it was okay. It was just okay for me. So I'm holding out hope for Christopher Pike for another book. Moving on. Had a little break. Wet my whistle. That's right. Tasty. All right. We are on to book number 3. I will say, though, this was a very good reading month. I'm happy with all the books I chose, mostly. I enjoyed all of my books. I got through them all. There was no DNFs this month. Yeah, all of them were pretty entertaining. So moving on to book number 3, we have An Unwanted Guest by Shari LaPena. I hope I'm saying that right. Shari. Sorry. Didn't mean to write that. Anyway, this book is about a bunch of guests, hence the title, Unwanted Guests, who go away to this mountain lodge. They get snowed in, of course. Power goes out, which is very clever for newer books because if you take technology away, we got problems. Back in the day, there was none of that. So power goes out, cell phone receptions are dead and all that stuff. So they cannot call for help. And of course, there is a murder. One of the guests dies. Well, a few, but we start off with one. And this book for me started off a little slow because there were so many characters that were being set up, and it was just like, okay, I was flipping a page like, okay, and it was changing perspectives, which some books I can deal with that, some are getting a little bit like, ugh. But it picked up around 15% of the book. I wrote down around page 51 is where it picked up. And it picked up from there until the end. And I was so glad I finished this. I was like borderline, like, it's kind of starting to drag. I don't care about these people. There was like 4 characters I was mildly interested in. And the rest I was kind of like, okay, why am I reading about them? I don't care. But I should have been paying more attention to the beginning. I should have taken notes because later when stuff started to happen and then, you start trying to figure out who did it and all that, I was like, I don't remember who's who and who are they talking about? Even though I was confused on some of the people, I still was able to keep up with the story, and I really enjoyed this. This reminded me of Clue. I love those kind of movies. Knives Out. Murder on the Orient Express was for me, but I still watched it because I love those kind of murder mystery movies and things like that. So this reminded me of that. I will say the killer at the end, I did not have any idea because I really didn't care about the person. I was just kind of like, okay, I guess. But I will say the author did a really good job with giving us the backstory and explaining why this person did what they did, which I enjoyed. They put some thought into it. But the last chapter, I loved it. Like the last paragraph, I loved it. When I saw it coming, I was like, oh, yes, I loved it. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was not perfect, but it was close. As I said, for a 5-star murder, mystery, thriller book, you have to have a surprise twist and one that I like. So that's usually what knocks them down for me. I get to the twist and I'm like, oh, something's missing, or I didn't care for that person being the killer or whatever. So anyway, almost perfect, but rather enjoyable. It was perfect for the winter, December time of month, year. You know what I'm saying. Moving on. All right, we are on to book number 4. You probably see there was a switch here, so you already know what's coming. Yes, wet my whistle. We are on to Silent Night by R.L. Stine. This one actually has 3 books. There's Silent Night 1, 2, and 3. This one is about a young lady named Reba Dalby who is this spoiled, rich girl, snobby. Her dad owns the Dalby department stores, and so she just has the good life and does not like poor people or ugly people and fat people and all that stuff, So in the beginning, I was like, I am not going to be able to deal with her. She was just rude to people for no reason. And I was like, ugh, I can't deal. There's nothing likable about her. But then the first thing that happened to her, I believe it was in the prologue, I was like, oh my God, it was so, but it was like YA disturbing. What I like. I think maybe I prefer YA horror. But yeah, I told my daughter about it and she was even like, oh, it's nasty. But yeah, so that got me like, well, now I got to keep reading, because the beginning was, like I said, started off with her and her being snobby and mean. And then it got to what someone first tried to do to her. And that's when I was like, oh, I see what kind of book this is, R.L. Stine. Okay. Unlike Christopher Pike, he's not playing games and I'm here for it. So yeah, basically things start happening to her. She thinks somebody's playing a prank on her, but it's like, because she's so mean and rude, no one likes her. R.L. Stine sets up different people in her life, like gives you, shows you some interactions with her and them. And so you realize like, okay, everybody has a reason to do something to her or try to kill her or whatever. And I don't blame them. And then surprisingly, there was another side story that I was interested in. I mean, it was good. It was a nice little break away from her and her little snobby life. I won't say anything because I want you to experience if you want to pick up this book, but I will say it's like a little heist story. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay, this is a nice little surprise. And for me, she did get some redeemable qualities. I will say the one thing I liked is that she was close to her dad and her brother. So she was not mean to just everyone except those 2. So that gave her things that were likable for me. And yeah, I think R.L. Stine did a really good job with this one. I rather enjoyed it. So yeah, some things were predictable for me because as I'm reading these kind of books, I'm trying to figure it out the whole time. And then there were things that I was taken by surprise with. And yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know why. I mean, it was not perfect, but damn near. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. I'm not doing the half thing anymore because I don't want to have to figure out if I want to round up or round down. It's just too much. So from now on, we're sticking with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes it easier for me. So we are technically done with this wrap up. I had a 5th book on my list. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I am on currently my 5th book, which is No Exit by Taylor Adams. I only have 50 pages left, but I wanted to get this video done today because it's Sunday. When the week starts, I can't record because I don't get off until almost 6 and we lose daylight till summer. And then I can switch to recording in the evenings, spring. But yeah, so I was like, oh, I want to include this book so bad. So it may be in this one in January, and I'm thinking about a review. We'll see. But I technically almost finished it, or I probably will finish it. But yeah, anyway, I am enjoying it so far. I will say for me, this is really not my kind of thriller. I don't rather enjoy realistic violence. It borderlines torture porn for me, and that's not what I enjoy. I like thrillers that just are like psychological, where you're trying to figure out a puzzle, or like I said, the murder mysteries, who done it. I don't really enjoy, like I said, these kind where there's just mean, evil people doing mean things for barely any reason or not a good reason to me. I knew when I saw the description of this book, which is basically about, there's this young lady named Darby who is on her way to her mom, who she found out is dying of pancreatic cancer. So she's trying to get to the hospital to see her mom. On the way there, she encounters a snowstorm. It is so bad she can't drive. So she pulls over to a rest stop, And when she gets to the rest stop, she gets inside, meets some of the people that are there. It's like 4 or 5 other adults. At one point, she goes outside to try to get a cell phone reception. And when she gets into the parking lot, she's on her way back inside, and she looks into a van that's parked there and sees a little girl trapped in a dog crate. And there's a padlock on it and everything. And she's like, okay, not only am I stranded here, but now I'm stranded with a child abductor. So then she's trying to figure out who it is and how she can help this girl. So when I read the description, I was like, oh, I don't know about this because I'm a mom. I don't want to read no book about no child abductor. I looked on Goodreads for trigger warnings. No one said anything. And I was reading reviews. It didn't seem like, anything too bad happened to the little girl. So I was like, okay, I'm hoping it's more on the her trying to figure out things side of it. And I will say so far, now I got 50 pages left. We shall see. But so far, nothing really bad happens to the little girl. But the things that go on with the main character and other people are just, like I said, a little too much for me. So I will reserve my rating because I can't say I haven't finished it. I may insert it here because I may finish it before I edit this. I probably will because I'm going to edit this later tonight. So I'll probably insert my final review here or add a card with my final thoughts. But yeah, I guess I'll see when I edit this if I put this in here or in January. But like I said, I'm thinking about doing a full review on this book. So stay tuned for that. And that, my friends, is my December wrap up. I did well. I got through 5 books. I'm going to say 5 because like I said, I'm damn near finished with no exit. So I am so proud of myself. I did well. Yes, yes, yes. I am looking forward to my January month of reading. Of course, you'll have to stay tuned for my January TBR list to see what I got coming up. But I'm participating in a challenge. So look at me, growing up, doing adult things. Yes. So again, Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed the holiday season or are still enjoying. Hell, we are. We still got the tree up, things under the tree, decorations, everything. So you enjoy as long as you want to enjoy. We sure do. We don't care what other people are doing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you are new here, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I really do. Leave a comment, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Until next time, take care. Be well. Get cozy in your hideaway. And please unplug as much as possible. I will see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.